You know, Unico's a really great AMA movie for kids. It's adorable, cute, and it's way better than this. Next chapter, Morellian analysis. I would look it up, but I don't care anymore. Consider the brown and white speckled unicorn stallion. Okay. Why am I considering him again? Known as Coordinator. It's Clear Coordinator, actually, but no pony calls him Clear, including his parents, wherever they currently are, who've likely forgotten he ever applied in the first place when they weren't trying to forget they ever produced him. There are several things knowing about him at this time. First, he has passed gas, which was never put in front of him. He took virtually none of them. Second, he attended Twilight School whilst he was there, entering when she did and graduating on the same day. You mean Celestia School? He would have gone through the entrance exam 3 places before she did, if he had gone through it at all. We need to expand those two for a while before moving on to the rest. No! Stop! No! Please! I beg you! No more explaining! No! Please, God, no! Look, you could do this in numerous ways. You can explain this in dialogue. You can explain this through feedback. You could have Twilight read a book. You can have Twilight look at anything. But please, do not explain this in the middle of a narration. Please, God, I beg you. Coordinator should never wound up in a school for gifted unicorns. Okay. So why shouldn't he be in a school for gifted unicorns? Because he had problems with his telekinesis. Okay. Thank you. What was the other one we wanted to explain? Attended Twilight School when she was there. Oh, okay, thank you. That was very nice. That was very interesting. I see. He attended Twilight School. What? What? Let's see. Took the same classes as Twilight. His first year, he already had an eventual upgrade to very special point. Oh no. No, don't you dare. She rejected him. Rejected him. Mikan, why do you haunt me so? Please don't haunt me like this. I beg you. He didn't understand why. He still doesn't. He was and is perfect in every way. Not so perfect to understand the term boundaries. He made up a number of excuses, starting with the princess herself. He believed in all those stupid things like tolerance and acceptance. He could just vomit this one, equality. So he only taken on a student who was as much an ignorant, self-minding moron as he believed in all the idiocy too. The reality was that Twilight's little bare portion of natural social empathy, combined with her brother's careful warnings, had been more than enough for her to look at the bottles he was being offered as a gift, see the word poison written on every last square inch. But no, it must have been the princess. The princess created problems. He could only do so much with Twilight. Or he could spread some rumors about her and invent tales he used every other tool in his growing kit. But he did too much, while the other students could, at most, run to the teachers and parents. But Twilight Sparkle could gallop right up to the palace. Only so much of a risk Cornier could take. And the chance of getting that result lacked a number of tools in his way. Stalker! Attacking Twilight with anything more than the most indirect methods appeared to him to be only begging for expulsion, or worse. But he could see the benefits of being her friend. Shoot, I'm getting friend-zoned. I can feel my chances getting slimmer by the minute. So his next step of becoming a friend was to make himself the only option for a friendship at all. A lie here, a lie there. I'm not liking this guy at all. Oh, Twilight always had ponies trying to use her as the key in the door was unlocked the palace. He was hardly the only one there. Students came to the school from the most ancient and supposedly noble of houses, and many of those their parents instructed them to tie their leash around the purple one from the moment they saw the princess coming to pick her up. We don't need a reason for Twilight's anti-socialism. She could be just a little silly who really preferred to spend time with her big brother. There, as you could see, shining armor as the only thing that she was close to along with Canaan's, but not enough to consider him a friend to her special big brother. You don't need this. Some of the rumors meant for the students' ears made Twilight into a danger. They also said she was a vampire, especially in the early years. Although stress in her class, her corona went double, and sometimes along with her bush. Others have been denying to eventually drift into Twilight's twitching and increasingly paranoid years. What worried the most of all these ponies who claimed he wanted to be her friend? Well, the easiest way to go there was by taking his own motivation and assigning it to others. God, I love Moondancer popping up in the later seasons that just fuck this over! It's a testament to his skills that he succeeded as well as he did. Oh, he couldn't manage a complete victory. He couldn't do anything about the dragon. You mean the dragon who hasn't shown up yet? That little dragon? Please, sir, can I have the scene? No, Spike, get out! Yes, sir. He approached again, was rejected again. She could still read, still had a mentor and a brother, to be with the loneliness in front of the tears, hadn't begun to learn about tracking the flow of rumor. I mean, I tried to be antisocial in high school because I wanted to focus on everything else, like my grades and stuff. I didn't have tragedy to make me go, I don't want friends. Okay, to be fair, I tried and failed. And I tried to keep to myself in college. But I didn't have the sorrowful backstory of everybody wanting to use me. You don't need that. Twilight Sparkle would not allow him to be her friend. Until she did, Twilight Sparkle, accepting that damn old dragon, would have no friends. She never accepted him. Never allowed any pony to accept her and let her think that, well, those two who hadn't learned a lesson, it still occasionally tried. And so the years passed. Oh, hey, Cat Logan, what are you doing? I just wanted to see someone who was about as big of an asshole gooner as I was. Such an asshole. But then she received her diploma and moved on to postgraduate studies, without a single relationship to her credit outside the princess, parents, brother, and dragon. Still not his friend. He tried. He tried. If he'd done damage, he deserved it. It could possibly more. It didn't matter any longer. He was rejected. Rejected! He didn't understand why. He'd done everything right. There was no fault at all. The plan had been perfect and executed without flaw. Hey, guys, remember that one Lucifer story that I read once where somebody spent hours doing the backstory of one of the characters and it did nothing to really move on to Seed and it just dragged on and on and on? I would like to apologize for that episode. Hard. That particular piece of blackmail hadn't been satisfying as he hoped, and taken long for coordinator to work in the town's government. But with no satisfaction, no power beyond the ultimate petty. Always acknowledged that petty was the only kind of power he would ever have, unless a certain possibility was true, unless that would not happen somehow came to be. Something he had been told about early on, never quite believed, keeping in his mind nothing more into the nightscape for a dream of real power. It never occurred, of course, but it should happen to him. He deserved it, not her. Sickening, disgusting, unnatural. It never would have been allowed to breathe. He refused to acknowledge the memory unless there was no other choice. No idea she made one of her own, but almost never visit. Time passed, and he became a fan of Murdoch's. And in other news today, Ted Turner has died. I thought he was dead a long time ago. I don't know why this news was important. I just figured, you guys might want to know what was going on outside of this fic. See, I do actually read this type of thing when it's important. I prefer comic book and anime news. Not this. This has been long talking. And I'm pretty positive that this is going over 10,000 words, and it did not need to be. Let me sum this up. Clear Coordinator is a gooner, and he wanted to bang Twilight Sparkle hard. There, done! Rainbow Dash? Oh my god, are we actually getting the plot started? I think so, Rainbow Dash. Yee! Her muscles were visibly tense, tendons straining out along her legs, and partially unfurled wings. Never working out that hard again. Need oxygen. Teeth clenched after biting out the end of a final syllable sentence. Ouch! In my tongue. Head not lowered, but would have been the last step to being a full pre-charged pose. Went not back down. The last words still hung in the air around her. Fred Twilight surrounded the others and kept her from moving. The word was to only two responses. Still, what did the scrolls feel? So wondered about it. I should have. Twilight wished for a monster to burst out of the wild zone. Keep this up, Vic. I'm going to break this desk. Mouths aimed to disintegrate beneath their host, send them tumbling to a lost basement, dungeon, Diamond Dog Lair. The appearance of the pony she was now convinced was the mission a target. Even as he didn't understand why Discard would pretend to care. I don't. I'm just trying to see how much longer Lensbringer can go with this fic before going completely crazy. Well, not listening to Luna Nightmare Moon a second time, having Celestia be submerged was something even worse. Anything started that might last 5 seconds to her delight. Thanks for her distraction. Twilight wanted something to explode. And with the smugness of a year for us that had decided it was on Dash's side, nothing happened. Fly or admit she couldn't. No other options. So she went along with the wrong one. Alright, I'm an alicorn. Whether I want to fully believe it or not, whether I want to be one or not, I am an alicorn. Alicorns have wings. Alicorns can fly. Vic, what is your obsession with not having Twilight just ask Rainbow Dash? This whole entire side plot can be solved in 5 seconds. Rainbow Dash, I have problems learning to fly. Could you teach me? Sure, Twilight. I'll teach you how to fly. Yay. Want to go home and read? I would love to read, Twilight. See? 5 seconds tops. Now, I'm going to scan the rest of the scene. And if not, I am going to come back here and either I am going to mislet the scene or I am going to run around screaming in the nude. Alright? Ready, Vic? Let's find out what happens. Oh. 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 I'm sorry, guys. The scene goes actually like this. Allow me to read it. Twilight sighs, looking down. She runs her hands through her hair, through her mane. No, Rainbow Dash. I can't really fly. I know what happened during the coronation. It looked spectacular. You did all the work, but it was just a one-time thing. I think it was just a one-time thing. Twilight sighs, a little tear rolling down her cheek. She then looks up with Rainbow Dash. I think I'm just destined to be a non-flying alicorn. Rainbow Dash can only shrug at this and shake her mane. Coming over, she looks closely into her friend's violet eyes and asks, "So why didn't you come up to ask me?" Twilight takes a deep breath before finally rubbing her huff into the ground. Another breath escapes her lips before she looks up into Rainbow Dash's violet eyes and continues. Because you're so busy, You've got your own schedule, your own responsibilities. You're a weather mare. You want to become a Wonderbolt. I just feel wrong. I don't want to get involved or interrupt my friend's life. Any of your lives. This is my problem, and I've got to solve it on my own. And I Twilight, you're one of my best friends. You're really close to me. And let me just tell you one thing. Rainbow Dash put her hoof onto Twilight's shoulder before looking at her and smiling back. It ain't no big deal. I said once I'll never leave you hanging. And unless it's something really stupid, I meant that. If you've got a problem or something bad's going to happen to you and you need me to solve it, I'll be right there in a flash. It's who I am. I'm one of the fastest ponies in Equestria. Steven smirks. And if you need me there, of course I'll be there. I'll find a way to make a little time. Heck, I can clear the skies in like 10 seconds flat. If I'm busy on a job and you need me, I'll just clear it up and just move back. That or I'll just teach you and then come back before any other weather pony sees me. I bet that will annoy them. I can only chuckle at this before smiling at Rainbow Dash and wiping a tear from her eye. Dash can shrug. It just lets out another chuckle. Well, what do you think? I do annoy them a lot. I rarely show up for work on time because I don't need to. So, Dastin nods swearingly before continuing. Admittedly, Raindrops does want to kill me for it, but that's on her. But you still need somebody to teach you, and I'm right here, always. Twilight takes a deep breath and then lets it out. Trying to look into Rainbow Dash's eyes, she smiles, then holds her friend's hoof in hers, before finally asking, Rainbow Dash, would you do me the honor of teaching this stubborn, foolish mare how to fly properly? I'll take whatever lessons and whatever punishment you have for me for being so foolish of a student. Rainbow Dash cocks her head to the side, then to the next, as if pondering it. Twilight lets out a gasp. Oh, did I mess up? Is this too late? I'm sorry, Then Dash lets out a chuckle before putting her hoof onto Twilight's lips, and then smiling and going, Yeah, I was just messing with you. Of course. Training starts once we get away from Epstein up there. My name's not Epstein! Twilight smiles back and nods. Thank you, Rainbow Dash. And the two friends hug each other close. Twilight taking a deep breath as he takes in Rainbow Dash's scent. And the two friends stay there in morning day, just embracing each other. See? That was a surprisingly good scene. I'm shocked by this. That was a really, really good moment. I'm proud of you, ST. I thought that this was going to be another long dialogue from you, but no. You actually kept it short, made the characters believable, and gave us some good friendship moments. I am very proud of you, Vic. Now, let us continue going on. As the group continues to move towards the orchards, walking, walking, duck, 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 goose! Ha! I win! And, wait! What? There's a line of dialogue here. It's a paragraph, but it's almost actually decent. Really? Let's hear. How much do we have to go through together before I let myself accept that this is real? That I'm not one stupid word away from losing everything and every pony, or just waking up and finding myself back in the doors of my first year with no friends and losing all hope of making any. That I'm not watching ponies murmur about me or try to use me or start to move in and back away without ever completely knowing why some of them left. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. Well, she knew why some of them had left. Shining armor could be scary. Some of the stories at school seemed to have suspicious brown white speckled hole in the center. One was kept trying to attach itself to her flank, if you know what I mean. Firing the princess were stupid Philly problems with no evidence. There are ponies you can't make friends with ever! There are ones you shouldn't make friends with, and there are ones who deserve to be scared. Just to make sure, Vic, you're not going to try to make me think that Coordinator was right, or is secretly a good person, or anything like that, because this asshole's going to need to be shunned. Shun. I mean, he had been an asshole. Let's see. Continuing on. Trying to think about her changes. Face is strange. Moving on. Thinking about how the is missing a name. Doesn't know. Yada, yada, yada. And we're done for today, folks. Woo!